Live from Nashville, Tennessee, this is the Campfire Cafe on the Equestrian Legacy Radio Network.
I rolled into Arizona from my home way back east. I was looking for a rodeo, maybe ride a humpback beast. I climbed up Highway 60. Something in me stirred when I saw the sign ahead. It said, "Welcome to Wickenburg." I heard they got some jackpots big enough to blow your mind. All you gotta do is make it through one good A2 ride. I found a little motel at Frontier Street and 3rd, and the sign at the desk said, "Welcome to Wickenburg." Yeah, welcome to Wickenburg. Next morning, bright and early, I paid my entry fee. The girl who took my money said that she could plainly see I wasn't from around here, but then she kind of purred, said, "Good luck, come back and see me, and welcome to Wickenburg." But I drew the rankest critter that stock contractor had. The boys behind the bucking shoe said, "Man, that draw is bad. He'll jump out to the right, then he'll spin back around. When you think you're sitting pretty, he'll put you on the ground." Well, I bucked off and I was hung up and I fell into the well. He walked the length of me and he tore me all to, well, he turned my face into a plow. And as I swallowed dirt, the clown who picked me up said, "Welcome to Wickenburg." Yeah, welcome to Wickenburg. Well, it was fairly obvious. I wouldn't make no pay. I saw that little gal I met, but she just turned away. I tried to make her smile, but I couldn't because it hurt. And when I passed the next rider, I said, "Welcome to Wickenburg. Welcome to Wickenburg."
I'll get my fingers right. I'm still learning all these different things on there. It's kind of fun.
Oh, that was a
From
great
Nashville,
song.
Tennessee, I'm your host, Gary Holt. Joining me is my lovely wife, my co-host, Mary Kaye. Hey, darling.
Hey, babe.
Gosh, it's kind of fun doing this YouTube stuff as well
It
as doing
is.
our streaming things, and I'm trying to get the hang of all of this stuff. So,
Darling, you're doing great.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was just the perfect song to start the whole show off with, and the
Well-
audience will be able to find out why pretty soon.
well, so you just got back Tuesday night from Wickenburg for
Yes.
10 days at Art of the Cowgirl, and I'm telling you, I missed you while you were gone.
I know. That's
But
the
you had a
longest
ball,
we've
didn't
been
you?
apart. Oh my gosh. Yes. The weather, the people, it was really precious. I loved it.
Well, and hopefully you'll get to go back next year, and maybe I
hope
could travel
so.
back out that with you as well. I had a lot of friends that were out there,
Yes.
and one of our good friends from Canada, Glenn Stewart, and his daughter Keely, topped the sale
Yes.
again for the second year in a row. Last year, her bay horse brought $200,000, and this time Governor brought $225,000.
Can you believe
So,
it? I've
I
got it on
guess.
video there. I was there when that happened. I have it all on video. It was so
Well,
exciting.
I think you and our guest were both there for the sale.
Yes.
And yeah, but I guess I'm going to have to reach out to Glenn and see if I can borrow some money from him now after.
There you
getting all
go.
that. Yeah, it's a good deal.
Mhm.
Well, we have a fun guest on the show today. Been a while since she's been with us on the Campfire Cafe.
Yes.
But you got to visit with her last week in Wickenburg. And
It was one of my favorite things about being in Wickenburg is I got to spend time with the amazing singer-songwriter and artist, Eli Barsi, who's our special guest today.
Well, we're going to have a great time visiting with Eli, and we're going to find out more about her and kind of catch up just a little bit. But we're going to do that right after we take a look at this. Stay with us. You're listening to the Campfire Cafe on the Equestrian Legacy Radio Network.
Howie Mandel here. You know, folks, I'm a man of so many talents. I'm a comedian, actor, game show host, podcaster, but even I can't juggle all the amazing products from España Silk. This isn't just another skincare line, folks. España Silk has a whole universe of amazing products for humans, animals, you name it. We're talking shampoos, conditioners, detanglers, topical sprays, and even a waterless shampoo. From dogs to cats to horses to humans and more. Just pure, silky perfection. Head over to EspañaProducts.com and use the code Howie10 for 10% off.
1, 2, 3.
Yep, yeah, 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 oh, Lord. Whoa, 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 lady.
It's been a while, and I've been getting round, write my songs and take them town to town. I just played a string of rodeos, and I still got 500 miles to go. We're moving fast, 8 wheels on the ground. Way in the back is where I come unwound, with my guitar sleeping by my side. That Detroit diesel takes us for a ride. Screaming Jimmy rocks me to sleep every night when I'm worn off my feet. Buckled down with my cowgirl low, screaming Jimmy takes me down the road, and I sing, yep, yeah, 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 oh, Lord. Whoa, whoa, oh, lady. That blue highway is hypnotizing me. It's all I know, it's my reality. But so far, it's never done me wrong. Hey, I'll make room if you want to ride along. Screaming Jimmy rocks me to sleep every night when I'm worn off my feet. Buckled down with my cowgirl low, screaming Jimmy takes me down the road. Screaming Jimmy rocks me to sleep every night when I'm worn off my feet. Buckled down with my cowgirl low, screaming Jimmy takes me down the road, and I sing, yeah, 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 oh, Lord. Whoa, whoa, oh, lady. Screaming Jimmy takes me down the road.
Well, I love that. I love that.
That is a great
fantastic.
video.
Thank you.
Eli Barsi
Hi.
is a singer-songwriter. She is an artist. She is an author. What is it that she can't do? I'm not sure. But please welcome to the show our good friend Eli Barsi. Hey, Eli.
Hi there, you guys.
Welcome.
Nice to see you.
It's good to see you again.
Likewise. Yeah, it hasn't been that long. This is great.
No.
Screaming Jimmy. I love that.
Yeah.
And
that's
in the
amazing.
video, I recognized your good husband, Mr. John Cunningham, in there. I noticed Ryan Fritz that was in there.
That's right.
And your pretty mama was in that video.
Yeah.
So you just had a bunch of good friends that came out with that, didn't you?
Yeah, and Ryan's son, I might add, Hoss Fritz.
Yeah.
Also in there. And then lots of neighbors from town here in Mooseman, Saskatchewan. I had sent out a flyer up and down the street for anybody that wants to come and be in the video, and we got a good turnout. It was a lot of fun.
It was a good turnout.
It was a great turnout, and then most importantly, the gal that filmed it is my daughter Katie Sirota.
Oh, wow.
She's a cinematographer. She works for CTV Canada for 11 years now. So she comes in very handy when her mom wants to make a music video. So she filmed and edited and co-directed, and she had a stack of NDA forms. not NDA, something permission
yes.
on camera forms. She's doing everything by the book. She was so pro, and we had the best time filming that.
It's really well done. Really well done.
Well, we haven't had you on the show for a while. It's been a couple of years.
It's been a minute or two. I know.
It has been. It has been. The last time that we saw you and John was last year at the Western Heritage Awards in Oklahoma City.
Right.
And that was such a thrill to get to visit with you guys then.
Likewise. We always love seeing you guys, and it's just not it's not enough. There's too much time in between our visits, but at least once a year, that's not so bad. But
yes, I agree.
That's pretty
it was especially great to see Mary Kaye this last week share the stage at the Art of the Cowgirl, and then get some downtime. I think our real downtime was at the horse sale.
It was
relaxing and just let somebody else put on a show for a while.
It was nice. It was nice just to be giggly friends together.
It was great.
Yeah.
So how'd you like Art of the Cowgirl? That was your first time.
Yeah, my first time. Loved it. Joni Harms, also a good friend, kind of enlightened me on what to expect. And Mary Kaye, I'd reached out to her before the festival as well. And so I got some tips, and I kind of knew what to expect, but the vendors and the horsemanship and all of that was huge. That was something really fabulous to see, and just kind of be in the middle of it on our little music stage, and this powerful tribe of women, talented Western women around.
We were kind of in the hub, weren't we? Because we had all the ranch rodeo, the vendors, the artists, everything was around us. Yeah, it was really cool. We got to see it all.
My good friend Tammy Pate started that 7 years ago, I think it was. And she passed away a couple of years ago in December of cancer. And I told somebody, I said, I know she's looking down and just smiling to see what this has become in such a really short period of time. And so they've got the Art of the Cowgirl that was acquired by the Yost family. Mm-hmm. And the Art of the Cowgirl Foundation is going on as well. And so just so much good that has come from that special woman's life. And we miss her. Yeah, sadly, I didn't get to meet her, but I've heard so many good things. And she certainly was well represented last week. I think since her passing, I only have this one time to compare it to, but wow, she's mentioned a lot and honored all throughout. And that's so great to see. Yeah, she was so special. Well, this is about you today on the show. So because you haven't been here for a while, and because we've got people that are just listening all over the world now, I think the last I saw we had 68 countries and well over 1,000 cities that are listening to this show, and that's blows me away. By the way, we are celebrating our 14th year starting this week. And so that's kind of a special thing. Good job. Congratulations. Well, it's all because an accomplishment. It's all because of folks like you. We have had great guests from the very beginning, and we appreciate you guys, and we appreciate the audience. But tell all these guys a little bit about you and how you got started in the music business. And then we're going to talk about some of the other things that you're doing now. But how'd you get started in the music business? I got started back many years ago. It'll be 41 years this year that I've been in the entertainment business, the music business, performing the whole time. Really no time off except when there was the COVID thing. But even during that time, I found a way to
keep active in the business and in the
Right.
music. But
Yes.
I left, I grew up on the prairies of Saskatchewan, so southeastern corner of the province, about an hour away from where I am right this minute.
Oh, really?
And as you know, I didn't move from there to here. There was a lot of miles in between.
Circling there, yeah.
Yes, but I left after I graduated from high school. I went to college in Alberta, and it was a 2-year program for animal health technology at Lakeland College. And I picked that college. Well, they accepted me for one reason, and then they had a rodeo program. So I thought it'd be fun to be part of the Rodeo Association. A few of the colleges in Alberta had a rodeo association attached to it. So that was interesting to me and part of my heritage and my life. So
Right.
went there, and of course I'd already been playing music, guitar and singing at all the local, you name it, from about 12 years old till this time. So that was like five years of being out there. And so everybody knew that I was a singer, and I had this unconditional support because everybody knew me. So now I find myself in a new place where I don't know anybody. I have my guitar with me and I'm playing music here and there. And I'm getting this really nice response and positive response and reaction from strangers.
Yeah.
It made me think that, well, maybe I really should be pursuing the music. See, I always wanted to pursue the music first and foremost, but my parents kind of said, surely not. You know, that should be like on the side. You need to get a real job.
Right. You need to make some kind of money. That's right.
That feels
Go to
so
college.
Canadian. Surely not, dear.
Yes. That's hence why I did the college thing or
Yeah.
even went that route at all, because I sure wouldn't have. If I would have had an inkling of how, yes, I can do this as a musician. I can get out there and make money. And yes, this is how you do it. But I didn't have that major vote of confidence to just jump into that until I went to Alberta and, met all these cool people that said, you need to be playing music. You need to be playing music, which was so awesome. And that was kind of a long story how it all came to be. But where do you start? Like, I had no clue. And back in those days, this was the late 80s.
Yeah.
There were lounges and bars that had entertainment all week long, Monday through Saturday. And if there was 5 establishments in a small town, they all had entertainment. 5
Right.
And they were busy. And they were all full of people. So that was the thing back then. So there was a lot of work for live musicians. But every Thursday night was college bar night. So we'd all plow down to the bar, and my friends knew I could sing. So they'd always talk to the band, and I was so shy. I would never approach the band and say, can I get up and sing a song with you? Never. Even though my heart's desire was to do that.
To do it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes, but just being shy, they would do it for me. So
Oh.
we need to get you up and sing. And I would even say, no, don't. But I wanted them to. And so I sang every Thursday night, 1 song or 2 songs with the band. But
How cool.
it's this one particular time that a band from Winnipeg, and she was and there were too many bands with a female front. Okay, it was always guy.
Okay.
Bands. This was an all guy band with a female lead. Her name was Tracy Young. The band was called Tracy Young and Her Hired Guns.
Wow.
I like that.
She was playing at the bar. So they had me up to sing. She goes, "Oh, that was great. Do another one." So okay. So I don't know. It was all cover stuff, Judds or whatever was the going songs on the radio. We learned them all. And she goes, "Oh, that was great." She says, "Do you play guitar?" And of course, I didn't haul my guitar down to the bar. I said, "Yeah, I'm a guitar player." And she said, "Will you bring your guitar and come and play with us at our jam on Saturday? And you can do like a whole set. Can you do a whole set?" I said, "Yeah, I got lots of songs I could do a whole set." And she goes, yeah, come and do that. Because it would be so great. It's so fun to have another girl on stage, and we'll sing some harmonies. And so I did. And then after that, she said to me, "You really need to be do you want to do this for a living?" I'm like, "Yes, this is my heart's desire." she said, you need to be then. You need to be.
Wow.
So she hooked me up with an agent in Edmonton.
Wow.
And they said, yeah, we have a lot of work. I made a little demo tape for them on, the flat recorder with the buttons.
You press the record and play at the same time.
Yeah. Yes. So that was my first demo tape in my little apartment in Alberta at college. And they said, yeah, we can get you work. And when do you want to start? I'm like, next week. So they booked me for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Solid.
Wow.
Monday through Saturday. Sunday, I drove to the next place and started again. I played 9 to 1, sometimes 9 to 2 by myself. And they said, you have to have a drum machine and a little sound system. And you're going to do what they call a single. That's a single act.
Okay.
But we've got all these. So I didn't play bars, but I played lounges in pretty nice hotels all over the place, small towns.
So did you use the drum machine like as a back for some of the songs?
They said, because of where they were booking me, that was a requirement. You had to have a sound system, and then you had to have a drum machine. Because people will want to dance, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, and so learning how to navigate all of that was tricky, but it made me a real, good timing when you.
Yeah, I was about to say they say that's one of the best ways to learn timing when you're a solo artist is to play with a drum track.
Yeah,
because you can get lazy as just a person playing your guitar, so it keeps you honest with your rhythm. That's right. So cool.
Yeah. So they booked me. I saved all my money for the 2 years and traveled around, and I couldn't even play in my home province for a whole year because I had just turned 18 and the drinking age was 19 in Saskatchewan.
Oh, wow.
So they didn't even book me in my home province till the next year when I turned 19.
Wow.
But saved all my money, and then my dream, go to Nashville. So saved my money, drove to Nashville.
So were you 19, 20? How old were you?
20.
20 years old.
You're just a youngin'.
All right.
Yeah, I look back and I'm thinking, oh my God. And I knew no one. I had no contact.
Yeah.
Just I'm going. And that was another thing. Surely not. I got from my poor parents. And I'm like,
surely not, Eli.
I'll be fine. And I was fine. I was blessed with safety and, just finding my way around, but no cell phone and no GPS, just a big old paper map, and no credit card, traveler's checks. And I didn't even really have suitcases. I don't know why. That wouldn't have, they had suitcases in those days, but I had all my clothes in big garbage bags. And this is 1974 Pontiac, and away I went. Wow. And so that was the start of it all. And then it's, it's been 40 years. So I could talk on and on and on and on, but we're going
to talk more about it. I want to find out when you met John and how you met him. And we'll find out how long you were in Nashville, and then you were in Branson for a while. So we may talk about that as well. But just so much to catch up with you on after all this time. I want to get to another song, and this is a song that won you a Wrangler Award. Tell us about Portrait of a Cowgirl.
Oh, Portrait of a Cowgirl, probably one of my favorite songs. I had moved back after Branson, moved back to the prairies of Saskatchewan because my dad had just passed away, and it was just our daughter Katie was just entering university in Canada, so it was kind of good timing for us to come back to our home country. And as soon as I hit the prairies, I just realized how beautiful the prairies were. Up until that point, the prairies were like so flat you can watch your dog run away for 2 weeks. I've told that story so many times, and I just didn't see the beauty. But that's how it is for a lot of things. You don't see the beauty, and the relevance of somewhere until maybe you've been gone away from it and you come back. And so I just started writing all these songs. They were just pouring out of me, all prairie related, and that's the Portrait of a Cowgirl album. And I had all the songs written except for Portrait of a Cowgirl.
Really?
I was walking down the gravel road by the farm, just out for a walk and just trying to figure out what's missing. I need one more song. What's missing? And I was just thinking about my mom, and she had been telling me stories about her one-room schoolhouse that she taught in, and she rode her horse to work. You know, who does that? And nowadays, even people my age, my parents were older when I was born, so they have older history.
Right.
You know, and so this is still kind of an anomaly that I have parents that were, you know, living without power and no running water. And
Oh,
so,
interesting.
yeah, and I just thought it'd be really nice to do a song in her tribute, but it needs to be written so that other people can relate to it, and it might remind other people of their moms and community gals and just women, strong women in general. And so that just portrait of a cowgirl. And I was just thinking, you know, that those ideas paint a nice picture. So I'm thinking painting, portrait, my mom's a cowgirl. And so then that song kind of started coming to me on my way back from my walk. And then I got to my guitar and my pad of paper and just started writing it down. And then that, when it was finished, that was definitely, oh, this is the title of the album.
Oh, wow.
The last
Well,
song.
it is a great song. And for folks that are listening to this today, if you want to see the video, you're going to have to go to our YouTube page now, Legacy, Equestrian Legacy Radio. But we're going to take a listen to that. We'll be back in just a moment and talk more with Eli Barsi today on the Campfire Cafe.
First day of the year, a baby girl was born in a farmhouse, so I hear. The year was 1929, it seems so long ago. And on that farm, that little girl soon began to grow. She became a teacher, and she taught every grade. Her only way to get to work was on her horse each day. She got married to a farm boy, 3 little ones they had. For 60 years they made a life and home there on that land. Now her life's become a portrait of a cowgirl true and strong. She always takes the high road and her heart's in tune with God. She's a picture perfect lady, an angel in my eyes. She's a portrait of a cowgirl forever painted in my life. Ooh, 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 ooh. I never heard complaining. She didn't take the time. Even when it was raining and she had clothes out on the line. From her 4-H leading duties to helping at the fair, I watched her reach to those in need with hands of love and care. Now her life's become a portrait of a cowgirl true and strong. She always takes the high road and her heart's in tune with God. She's a picture perfect lady, an angel in my eyes. She's a portrait of a cowgirl forever painted in my life. Ooh, 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 ooh. Years of lots of sacrifice, being all that she could be. And I pray that there's a lot of her in me.
Wow, Eli, what a great song.
Thank you.
The video is just beautiful too. I hope our listening audience gets to tune into YouTube or our website to see that. You know, it's so interesting as your friend and a fan of yours. You and I have known each other for quite a while, and two of my favorite songs of yours have to do with another talent that you have. You have Portrait of a Cowgirl that kind of talks about forever painted in your life. You also have another song, Colors of the West, that I just love. And it's so interesting because you also are a painter. You're an artist. Can you tell us when you started in art and how it kind of goes hand in hand with your music?
Well, I didn't know that I could paint until about 12 years ago. I've always been crafty, and I've enjoyed making crafty things ever since I was little. There was a television show growing up here in Canada. It was called Mr. Dress Up. And Mr. Dress Up was an artist, and he had a tickle trunk. He'd dress up in different outfits, but he was always doing art and making things, gluing and cutting. And I'd watch the show, and then I would, right after the show, Mom said I would go and do the whole show over at the kitchen table and pretend I was on camera and drawing and everything he did. And he had music in there too. And so I think that was early on. I was really inspired by Mr. Dress Up, and then just found that I could draw a little, but more of the crafty things. And crafty because you could create something in an hour or two. So maybe not having the patience to early on to sit down and create a piece of art as far
Fine
as
art.
yeah. So crafty thing, and then I got an email from the Canadian Kidney Foundation. They have a fundraiser every year called Brush of Stroke for the Kidney Foundation. And they reach out to musicians. So they had reached out to me as a musician. They get musicians to paint whatever for this auction. So some musicians, most of the musicians were just painting stick-ish things and trees, but it was done by a celebrity musician in Canada. So they had reached out to me to do something like that. And can you paint? And I said, well, I can maybe a little bit. I'll do my best. And so I had painted, I don't know, it was just a landscape with prairie landscape. And I was like, oh, I like how that turned out. Oh, I kind of surprised myself. And then I thought I'm going to start painting maybe a little more. So I just found joy in it. And I found that I can sit down and paint. And when I get really into it, everything else disappears. It's therapeutic. And I end up with something that's kind of decent that I'm proud of. And so I just kept working at it. I'm self-taught. So I've learned as I go. And just finding my way with art has been such a blessing. I think I've been able to apply it to my income now, and I enjoy doing the art almost as much as I do the music. It's about a 60-40. It's sneaking in there as being an equal part of my of my art world, but it's a really good balance.
You do a beautiful job. You really do. And you can really feel, for those of us who love your music, you have the same aesthetic to your paintings. So I feel like they go so beautifully together.
Thank you.
It's just, as your friend and a fan, it's fun to see that. I was listening to an interview with Roseanne Cash, and she was talking about being an artist, a songwriter, and a musician. Mm-hmm. And someone was asking her how she keeps her enthusiasm for the music alive. And she says she paints. That sometimes for a creative person like yourself, finding another creative avenue will help keep the other open. And so it's all art. And so it's kind of fun to see it all kind of come together.
That's very true. I found that I became a better painter during COVID because I didn't have my music outlets of them, and everything we had booked was canceled, and it was like a real blow, knocked the wind out of my sail completely.
I remember.
Yes, and to where a lot of people thought, oh, you probably, were playing your guitar all the time and writing tons of songs. No, I was the opposite. I found it really hard to go over and get my guitar. It made me sad because I had nowhere to go with my guitar up until that time. That's all I had done is travel and share the music. And now sharing it on, a few FaceTime, like a little bit of the Facebook concerts, and that was okay, but it didn't fill that hole at all. So I put a lot more time into my painting, and I feel like the more you do something, the better you get at it, right?
Yes.
So I kind of see that as a real blessing because I had a lot of time. So I sunk it all into developing my skill a little better and a little deeper. And it's just, everything I do has every bit of my heart in it. So I feel what comes from the heart reaches the heart.
I agree. And yeah, you do that beautifully, Eli.
Thank you so much.
Well, we're going to talk about how you met John when we come back.
Okay.
But we're going to listen to another song, and this is Farm Girl. Tell us about this. This one addresses your dad just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, this is a song that I wrote for that Portrait of a Cowgirl album. Maybe one of the first songs that I wrote. And it was just, I was thinking, I haven't really written any songs up to that point that were really about where I came from and my heritage and my roots, as far as, and now where I've come from the beginning to where I am now. And I think it's so important to be proud of your heritage and be proud of where you came from, no matter, you don't have to be growing up on a farm or a ranch. You can be a city gal or,
right.
So I wanted to write it in a way that it would apply to everybody, but very much about my upbringing. And so the first line is, I grew up picking rocks on my daddy's farm. And so that was one of my chores for sure. That's a real thing. And occasionally I'll ask the audience, anybody else like to do this? And there's a few people. I know what I'm talking about. So we didn't have a rock picker. Every year, my dad was a farmer and he had cattle and horses too. But every year when he goes to, we called it summer following, breaking up the dirt before you plant the seeds for your new crop that year, big rocks would surface throughout the winter, and the land changes. And so some farmers had rock pickers, and it was a machine that went along and picked up all the rocks. But at our place, it was me and my mom. So we would drive up and down the field, get off and pick rocks that were, going to interfere with the equipment, the farm equipment that was coming, the seeder. So anything that was big goes on the stone bolt pulled by the tractor. And yeah, that we did that every year. And so that was, if I want to go out on the weekend, I got to pick rocks. Instead of being in the house, you had to pick, when you grow up on the farm, you have to contribute. So it was either I'm outside working with my dad and helping with all that, or inside doing all the inside chores. So I picked outside. So
you learned work ethic from that young age. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important because I applied that to the music industry.
Yes,
which,
definitely.
As an independent artist is really hard, and you have to have that work ethic.
Yes.
Well, and as you're talking about that, I'm thinking about, that really is a heritage. Mm-hmm. That is something that's valuable in your life, and it can bring back memories. And so maybe your hands kind of got hard and tired and cut occasionally, but the memories of something that are like that are priceless.
That's for sure.
Just something that lasts. Well, let's take a listen to Farm Girl. We're going to come back and talk more with Eli Barsi today on the Campfire Cafe.
I grew up picking rocks on my daddy's farm. Now I'm in the city, picking on a new guitar. Those barbed wire fences couldn't hold me in. was wearing mighty thin, yeah, yeah. I've come a long way since I left that life behind. I keep moving forward, but there's something down deep inside. Doesn't really matter where I go in this world, I always will remember that I'm still a farm girl, yeah, yeah. Farm girl is where I started out. Farm girl, I always will be proud. Even though I'm in the city, as far as I can see, a farm girl is who I'll always be. There's something to be said for that peaceful way of life. Good, clean country living, I still need that from time to time. I miss the waving of the wheat, wind blowing through my hair, the smell of hayfields blooming, man, I need to get back there, yeah, yeah. Farm girl is where I started out. Farm girl, I always will be proud. Even though I'm in the city, as far as I can see, a farm girl is who I'll always be. I've seen so many places, know so many faces. I've got the car, I've got the fancy suits, but nothing can compare to a breath of country air. And when I'm in my favorite boulet boots, farm girl is where I started out. Farm girl, I always will be proud. Even though I'm in the city, as far as I can see, a farm girl is who I'll always be. Yeah, yeah. A farm girl is who I'll always be. I grew up picking rocks on my daddy's farm.
Farm Girl. Great,
love
great
it.
song from Portrait of a Cowgirl.
Too.
You know, I was thinking about you growing up. I was thinking about your mom and dad. You really look a lot like your mama.
You think so?
I do. She's a pretty lady.
Oh, nice.
Pretty,
I'll
pretty
tell her.
lady.
I'll tell her
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. How old is your mom now?
My mom turned 97 on January 1st.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
My
Yeah.
mother will be 98 next month.
Wow.
Yeah, she'll be 98 next month. We're just blessed to still have them with us, I
I
think.
know. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
for sure.
And kind of fun to go back and hear their stories and, talk about your mom in the schoolhouse and riding to school on the horseback.
Yes, and she's very coherent and communicative still. So I'm still hearing new stories I haven't heard before.
That's
Like, what? I didn't hear that one before. Tell me more. And
no telling what kind of songs might come later.
well, this is true. I've got more material brewing.
That's awesome. All right, so I want to find out. I've asked this a couple of times now. How did you meet John?
Well, John and I met in Edmonton, Alberta,
Okay.
37 years ago.
Oh,
I was playing in a band called Rail Rider, and it was one of those one of those gigs where you play 9 to 2, Monday through Saturday.
Okay.
And then if that's not enough work,
That's a lot.
they give you have to play the 4 to 8 jam on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's what, and I was the only singer in the band. So that was so Saturday comes along in Smoky Bar.
Yeah.
And it's in Edmonton and busy. It's busy from all night long. And these jam sessions, you're required to do them almost every bar gig in those days. And so this was 4 to 8. So I'm singing 4 hours and then 5 hours on that Saturday. So we were always happy. The jam, the whole point was we're just hoping and praying that other people will come and play.
Right.
That's the whole point of the jam. And we host it. So, we constantly shout out anybody if they want to come. So lo and behold, John was part of a trio called Three-Way Street. And they lived in the city.
Okay.
In Edmonton, and they wanted a gig at this establishment. So they came to kind of do a whole set and audition for the bar owner. So this was super. This was super because then I get like a whole set break, my voice.
Yay.
Yeah. So that was exciting. And John sang in my spot. So I helped him get organized, and he was the bass player for that band. But John was also lead guitar player at the time.
Okay.
Now we needed this was the last week that we had our guitar player. So the bass player of our band and him and John were communicating about him coming to play guitar for us.
Yeah.
Following week. And so they were communicating, and fast forward to the end of that night, they played their set in the afternoon, and then they stayed into the night, and they just stayed and partied, John and his two friends. and while we played, and I think we got them up later in the night to do more music, which was awesome. But at the end of the night, they stayed right to the end of our gig that night,
Which was late.
Which was late. I know.
Yeah, till 2.
Just and they hung around. And
I wonder why.
We were visiting on the breaks, but he hadn't slipped his number or asked me for mine, and I was still very shy. There was no way I was going to say, "Hey, let's go for coffee." No way. So we were doing like our last song, and they were leaving, and I was watching them go out the door, and I was singing something, and I saw him turn around, and he goes, "I'll call you." And I thought he was talking to me, and I was going, "Okay," but the bass player goes, "Okay," and I'm like, "Oh, he was talking to him about the guitar job." So that was fine, and I thought, okay, and it was just, I was thinking I won't see him ever again. And I really liked him. And the fact that he was a musician too, because I had only kind of dated cowboys up until that point.
Okay.
It's like, here's a musician that I'm interested in. So we were packing up. A half an hour later, the bartender comes over and he goes, "Which one of you guys is named Eli?" Honestly. And I said, "Oh, that would be me. That'd be me." So he gave me this is somebody phoned and left a message for you. And it was John.
Oh, wow.
To call him the next day at noon. So I was like super excited. I waited till like 2 minutes after, just not to look desperate. And why I put all that in there is because that's the story, and then I called him, and then we went on our first date, and we've been together ever since.
Oh,
wow.
That is awesome.
So there's the story. But
That's a great story.
He's a neat guy. And,
he is.
I've been fortunate enough to have hosted you for a couple of house concerts down here. And you guys were kind enough to come to several of my rendezvous that we put on for.
Loved all of it. And we appreciate all those nice gigs you got us and opportunities. And yeah, John, he's a really great musician. And he wasn't playing upright bass at that time, and he morphed into the upright bass, which has lent itself so well to our Western music and also our gospel bluegrass, but he still plays electric bass, and then he still plays guitar, lead guitar on different recording projects, and he's really good on piano, which I have yet to bring that to the stage, get him to do that on stage. Yeah, I'm really blessed that we get to work together and we have so much fun and we get along.
Well,
superbly.
You're an awesome couple. You're an
thank
absolutely
you. Like
awesome
you guys,
couple.
you know, it's
Well, thank you.
we're
Hey,
blessed,
real
I
quickly,
think.
tell us a little bit
Definitely
about
blessed.
tell us a little bit about the books, because I did not really realize you were an author. But how many books do you have now?
3.
3 books.
Oh, look, they're right here. Oh, they're beautiful.
Thank you so much. The first book I wrote was a collection of poetry and paintings. So hence the title, Poems and Paintings. But it's 34 poems and 44 paintings. And some of the poems were already songs. Some poems I wrote especially for the book. And I had a file of poetry sitting over here on my computer, and then a file of artwork over here. And it was funny. I thought, I'm going to try to amalgamate the two. And it was funny how everything was written independently and painted independently, and how I was able to match up paintings with poems that was written on their own. So that was the first book, coffee table book. And then since I've written 2 kids books, and they're interactive. At the back of each book, Beneath the Prairie Sky, that kind of was inspired by the song Prairie Skies.
Yeah.
And at the back of the book, there's a little interactive section for kids to ask questions. And then When Sonny Came to Town, this is my little grandson. It's not about him, but he's the character in the book. This is the gist of this is, don't be afraid to share your talents, and what it is to share your talents. He comes to a town and teaches them how to sing. They didn't know they had voices until he came to town and taught them how. And just what a difference it makes when you share your talent, even if you're a gardener or a cook, or you're good at anything. Like, everybody has their own talents, right?
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. And then I have a 4th book, another children's book coming out. Hopefully in the next few months. It's just about done. It's called The Pickle That Got Away. So
I like that.
I'm excited about that too. But I have another coffee table book. It's similar to this one with more paintings, but ponderings instead of poetry, just some one-liners that kind of go with each painting.
Oh, wow.
So I've always got that going.
Well, when we
that.
started the show, I said a singer, a songwriter, an author, a poet, an artist, a multi-talented person,
and a music producer.
And a music producer.
Yes, she's produced. Eli, you've produced several artists beyond yourself, right?
Yes, we started our studio when we lived in Alberta, moved it with us to Branson when we lived there, and then now in Moosomin, Saskatchewan, we have our studio. It's the same studio that we've moved around and just changed, upgraded the gear. And we've probably done about 35 albums for other people, where I produced and arranged all the music, and John did the engineering. And we love that. We love working in the studio.
Talented people. Well, I knew that you produced one for Ryan Fritz. And as I was getting ready for this show, 6? Wow. Yeah. And then I noticed that you had performed with another of our old friends, Brett Kissel, and had sung with him on some things. So
Brett's a big deal now, isn't he?
He is.
He started off just a little cowboy singer at some festivals, and he's a fantastic yodeler. I don't think he yodels too much anymore, but he sure can yodel. And I remember he was 13 years old when I met him. He came up to me and gave me this card and called me Miss Barsi. I'm going to be a country music singer like you someday. I wanted to meet you. Here's my card. And he's done very well. So he had me sing on one of his releases when he turned 18 years old. It was maybe his 2nd or 3rd album.
No kidding.
He had me sing on that album and perform at his big release party.
Yeah.
Which was 1,500 people at the Winspear Center in downtown Edmonton, and he sold out.
Unbelievable.
It was incredible. And then when I did Portrait of a Cowgirl, a song that I had co-written with Doris Daly, a real partner, I thought that would work well as a duet, because it's about the husband-wife team that started the Calgary Stampede.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, oh, I'm going to call on Brett to return the favor. So he did an incredible job on that song.
Unbelievable.
And then now I don't think I could even get through to him if I sent him.
You probably could.
Well, it's been a couple of years since he was on the show, but he's just such a nice guy.
He's super nice. Yeah.
Yeah. But you are such a talented, fun person to visit with. And we appreciate you and John as well. And your website is elibarsi.com. That's ELIBARSI.com. Visit it. It's a great website. And on social media as well, Eli Barsi and Eli Barsi Music. And you know what? I don't think it needs to be so long until you come back and visit with us again.
Oh, anytime. I really appreciate this. It's so nice to visit with you, and just appreciate your friendship and all that you guys do for everybody. I think you make a big difference in the Western world and beyond. And keep up the good work. And thank you so much for the kind invite.
Well, you're very welcome. I'm going to close this segment with, I think this is one of my most fun videos and songs.
He loves this, Eli.
Big Hat, No Cattle. Guys, if you have not seen the video, go to our YouTube channel. It'll be on our Facebook page or our website as well, or Eli's YouTube channel as well. Big Hat, No Cattle, Eli Barsi. Good to see you.
You guys
Thank
too.
you so much.
Thank
you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Talk to you soon.
You bet.
darling, an emergency. I have a brand new little puppy, and I need some dog food right now.
Okay,
Small, very small dog.
okay, How about this? Will this work?
Oh, darling, this is perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you
And
so
I'll
much.
need,
yeah. Oh, no purse. You come to my show. Come to my show. Perfect. Half price.
Okay.
She fell for it.
You talk the talk, but you don't walk it. There's no jingle in your pocket. You're no cowboy, so skedaddle. Big hat, no cattle. Big hat, no cattle. Big hat, no cattle.
Well, we'd like to thank our sponsors of the show today. Those are the sponsors you'll find on our website at equestrianlegacy.net. You'll find them in the general store, on our Legacy Select horse campgrounds and guest ranches, and you'll find all of those sponsors on our website at equestrianlegacy.net. Well, darling, was this a fun show or what?
It was really fun. I love being able to see the visual elements of the music videos. She has some really good ones. Just what an incredible artist and friend. So
Well, she's a good friend. She and John both, and it was too long since she's been on the show. I don't know why it was so long, but it's been too long. But we're happy to have her, and we look forward to having her back. We look forward to having you guys back. And we want to remind you that you can catch all of our shows on iHeart Radio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and most streaming platforms. Just search for Equestrian Legacy Radio. And now, thanks to Mary Kaye, you can find us on YouTube. And I have said this before, she has a face for TV. I do not.
you're too sweet.
But anyway, we're having some fun with the YouTube channel as well. So you can find that by going to YouTube and looking for Equestrian Legacy Radio as well. Mary Kaye, where are you headed next?
I'm heading to Lexington, Kentucky for Road to the Horse. I'll be performing on Friday. I don't have the dates in front of me.
Well, Road to the Horse is taking place in Lexington, Kentucky at the Kentucky Horse Park, and the dates are March the 19th through the 22nd. So I suppose you'll be
the 20th.
performing on the 20th.
Yes.
And that's on a Friday night and a Friday morning and night. You'll be here all day for that. It is a great event, and you'll certainly enjoy the World Championship of Colt Starting that's taking place in Lexington, Kentucky at the Kentucky Horse Park in the Alltech Arena. Well, we want to invite you to join us next Tuesday for Live from Nashville, on Thursdays for the Campfire Cafe, and then on Saddle Up America on Saturdays. It's all coming your way on the Equestrian Legacy Radio Network. I got a little treat for you, Mary Kaye.
Oh, really?
We're going to close the show today with a great video of yours, a great song, Scenic Highway 12. You did the video, didn't you?
I think yes.
You are responsible for this. So
I'm responsible for it.
Enjoy this. And if you haven't seen our YouTube channel, please go and visit that, subscribe to us. But this is Scenic Highway 12 by Mary Kaye Holt. We'll be back next week on the Campfire Cafe. Thanks for joining us.
Motored down the highway, down Scenic Highway 12. nails, there's no guardrails. You gotta see it for yourself. It's the rockiest, remotest thrill ride with the mostest. I gladly play your hostess down scenic Highway 12. Slow down, you don't need to take it fast. Slow down, but let the locals pass. Pictures cannot capture and words cannot describe the jaw-dropping beauty of this wild ride. Red rocks and blue skies as far as you can tell, winding down, up and around scenic Highway 12. Slow down, you don't need to take it fast. Slow down, but let the locals pass. Fly, hike, bike, drive, get here how you can. Stay, eat, shop, sleep, stop making plans. Blow your mind, friend, I guarantee. Don't just take my word, you gotta come and see. Motor down the highway, down scenic Highway 12. Bite your nails, there's no guardrails, you gotta see it for yourself. It's the rockiest, remotest thrill ride with the most.